That leads us to our next lecture with the topic of organic farming for food security and sovereignty. This lecturer is a professor of food safety and nutrition in Department of Nutrition Sciences, Faculty of Human Ecology at IPB University. Since 2005, he has been appointed as member of the working group at the Organic Food Competent Authority, whose job is compiling and formulating policies related to the development of organic food in Indonesia. So he's very comfortable in this lecture. And so without further ado, we should start the lecture all the way. Please give a huge warm welcome to Mr. Professor Dr. Ahmad Sulaiman. Mr. Ahmad, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning for participants or students from western part of the globe. And good afternoon for students or participants from eastern part of the globe, from Indonesia and neighboring countries. I just disconnected here. So yeah, it's very common in Bogor, in Darmaga. The internet connection is disturbed by the climate, the weather. Now almost rain in Bogor. Hello everybody, our respected students from various countries. As introduced by Tilone, I am Ahmad Sulaiman. Yeah. I am a professor of food safety and nutrition at Department of Community Nutrition, Faculty of Human Ecology, IPB University, and my focus on my community service and research on, especially on organic food safety and organic especially. So in this afternoon, in this lecture, I would like to present about organic agriculture. Let me share my screen. Could you please, the host, to allow me to share my screen? Okay. Can you see my PPT? Everybody can see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's already seen.
Okay. Sorry. So this is after watching the video before, you can identify whether the agriculture system you watched before, is it organic farming or not? Can you identify? Everybody, anybody have opinion?
I think they are trying to implement organic farming, right? With organic fertilizers, where I understand.
Yeah, at least low external input sustainable agriculture. Yeah, maybe not really organic. Yeah, yeah. But
okay.
It is only for fertilizer, but we didn't hear about how to manage the pests. Yeah, because
yes.
it was said that there is also pests. Yeah, and diseases.
Yeah, it's true.
But no information how they manage this pests. Yeah, so let's talk about organic farming and what is the relationship with food security and food sovereignty. And this what I will present in all about maybe less than 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, you can see this field. Yeah. From this picture, we couldn't identify whether this is organic or not. Yeah. we couldn't see. Yeah. but this could be not organic. Yeah. This is in farming in the building. Yeah, farming in the building. And how about this? Is this organic?
No, I don't think
Not
so.
sure.
Why?
Usually what you see or what I know, that I don't know that much, but okay. When it's organic, yeah, I don't know, chicken raising, they are kind of like in free somehow.
Yes. Yes. There is no
Not in those
animal
kind
welfare
of.
here. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If organic, the chicken, the hen should be freely find feed and also communicate each other like playing run, running or matching, get mating, something like that. Yeah, not like this. Yeah, this is not organic. How about this?
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. There's no free for movement for the pig here. Yeah. Really, they just in the cage. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Same. Yeah. Okay. How about this? We couldn't see. Yeah. Whether organic or not. Yeah. From this picture. Okay. So I would like to remind you, so on 1992, there was a declaration. They call World Declaration on Nutrition. Yeah. It is also called as Rome Declaration. Yeah. It is mentioned that access to nutritionally adequate and safe food is a basic individual right. This declaration actually influenced many countries on how to build, establish food security in their countries for their people. So everybody, every citizen or every individual should have access to nutritionally adequate and safe food. What this means? Yeah. So it is our right to get food that is safe, adequate, and nutrition is having nutrient. Yeah. It means that government should provide this food so everybody can access, can get food. So now what is food security? We are talking about food security. Food security exists when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs and food preference for an active and healthy life, according to Food Summit. The nation is considered food secure when a sufficient, stable, and safe supply of food is available to satisfy basic needs and market demands. This doesn't prevent hunger in marginal areas or negative trade balance as a result of food import dependency. So a household is considered food secure when it can produce or obtain enough food to meet all of its member nutrition needs. National or household food security doesn't directly address to over of natural resources jeopardize the very future of the household farm enterprise. It is therefore useful to consider sustainable food security, through which national and household food security is assured and natural resources are managed sustainably. So our generation, our next generation will still get adequate food. Yeah, it's important. We are talking in this theme of summer course about sustainability. And let's see the food security situation before COVID-19. We know in 2050, world population will be about 10 billion. And they all need food, adequate food. But from the data of WHO 2018, there are more than 80 to 1820 million, or 1 of 9 people worldwide, suffer from hunger. And this causes nutrition deficiency. And Indonesia, according to Global Food Security Index, was on the rank of 62 from 113 countries. It is under Vietnam and Malaysia. And Global Hunger Index score of Indonesia is 20.1. Oh, serious. It means we have problem. In our country, we have problem with food security and with hunger. And it is why we understand that according to National Basic Health Survey 2018, there are children under 5 suffering from undernutrition and wasted, about 17.7%, and stunted, sorry, this is stunted, more than 50%. Actually, it decreased from before 2013. There are about 37% decrease on 2018, and the President Jokowi wants on 2024 the stunted children will decrease into 19%. I don't know how. It's very difficult. And one of hunger issues in Indonesia is the food availability. Why they are hungry? Because food availability is a problem. Why? Due to low production. Besides children, also pregnant mothers and early age children are facing similar challenges. Yeah. Therefore, investigation to meet the nutrition need data at the first 1,000 days of the life is the important key that will determine their future health. So let's see here. Yeah. So our global hunger index in Indonesia is 20.1. This is serious. Yeah. So there's risk for hunger. Yeah. According to this, yeah, or what the composition to measure global hunger index based on inadequate food supply, child mortality, and child undernutrition. Yeah. Is composed on the global hunger index. Let's also see the food loss and waste in Indonesia. Indonesia is the second largest of food waster countries, yeah, in the world. See, besides we suffer from hunger and food insecurity, but we also waste about 300 kilogram food per individual or per person per year. So every year, there are about 13 million ton food waste. Yeah. And this amount exactly could feed 8 million people. And from the study Fixing Food Toward a More Sustainable Food System, found that only Arab Saudi that was from Indonesia. Yeah. There was about 427 kilogram food per individual per year. And worldwide, 1/3 of food produce every year lost and waste money about $1 trillion US. This big amount. Yeah. Let's hear. Yeah. So Arab Saudi is the number 1. Yeah. Waste food. Yeah. Become in bahasa mubazir. Indonesia 300 gram, US 177, in Emirates Arab United 196 kilogram. And what happened? This was not only we don't weigh food that could be used for alleviating hunger, but also this also causing the environment. Yeah. Methane, yeah, from food in landfill. Yeah. See, there are 795 million people are going hungry. If 1/4 of the food currently lost or wasted was saved, it would be enough to feed the world's hungry. This is important. This is why we need to establish food system, good food system, sustainable food system. And what happened? What is the relation between pandemic COVID-19 and food security? Sorry, COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic is health and human crisis, which is threatening food and nutrition of people worldwide, of course. Yeah, 100 million people have already suffered from hunger and malnutrition before the virus attack. And without immediate action, there will be a global food emergency. And in long term, the effect of COVID-19 and mitigation action related global resistance combination without large-scale coordinated action may disrupt food system. And such disruption may result in extraordinary consequences on food and nutrition. And with COVID-19 pandemic, Indonesia and other countries will be very vulnerable to hunger. That's why then we have to find the good food system. In addition, without COVID-19, Indonesia relies on imported food for national food security. What is the consequences? We don't have food sovereignty. Food security may be threatened anytime, and we will be facing food safety risks if there is no sufficient control. And currently, food availability in Indonesia will be threatened due to the pandemic, in addition due to the production problems and the high food loss and food waste, and also the distribution restriction and the import stop due to the food safety problem and country lockdown. Although this also blessing in disguise, because the people will try to find local food, and then the local farmer get the benefit from this COVID-19 pandemic, because no more or very little food from imported. Like here from the CSIS Global Food Security Program, we can see that at the beginning of 2020, there are 125 million people face acute food insecurity. And due to the pandemic COVID-19, by the end of 2020, this number could increase to 265 million. So we have to find solution for this. Now, let's see. Let's talk about national food system. So to overcome the problem regarding food security, we have to establish the right national food system. And actually, FAO and WHO has already said, what is what system we should establish in our country. Actually, according to based on Sustainable Development Goal, 17 Sustainable Development Goal, we have to establish sustainable food system. Yeah. So in the very close, we have to access to food, sustainable healthy diets, wise food production and distribution, and there are social nurturing communities, economic driving prosperity, and environmental saving resources. So the SDG, its number from number 1 to number 17 will be supported. Otherwise, if we don't establish this, it will be disturbed. And Indonesia, I don't know in other countries, but in Indonesia, we have a national food system according to Indonesia law, Indonesia Food Law number 18/2012, like this. So the main point of the performance indicator, we would like to build national food security, and inside food security is also food safety. So we have to differentiate between national food security and food safety. Food safety is related risk. Yeah, if we consume food, there is no health effect. Yeah, it is food safety. But national food security, this is the access, the availability, the utilization of food. Yeah, so everybody get access to food, to nutritional, adequate and food safety of food, yeah, and individual. And the spirit to establish national food security, there are two. First is food independence, or in bahasa kemandirian pangan, and food sovereignty, the right for us to choose food system, whether we import or partly import, partly from domestic or other else. Yeah. That's the spirit of or condition of national food security. And the outcome of this is individual and community can live healthy, active, and productive in sustainability. Yes. His children, his daughter, future generation can get the same thing. Yeah, can live healthy, active, and productive. And what is sustainable food system? So the major concern is that not only is our current food system unsustainable, that cause hunger, etc., but it is also contributing to increasing global malnutrition, thereby doubly threatening the achievement of SDG 2, number 2. Furthermore, there is evidence that our food system is also impacting negatively on at least 5 other SDGs, including SDG number 3 on our food, good health and well-being, SDG number 13 on climate change, SDG number 14 on life below water, SDG 15 concerning life on land, and last but not least, SDG 12 for achieving responsible consumption and production. So hopefully, what this system will or has already anticipated about this, because we can see why they put food independence and food sovereignty. So not rely on imported food. So we rely on especially local, domestic production. Yeah. Now let's see organic agriculture, whether this is the best, the suitable food system, and is it a sustainable food system? Let's see. Yeah. Before that, talking about food system, you cannot avoid about sustainable supply chain, because production the farm is one of supply chain. Schering and Muller define sustainable supply chain management as the management of material, information, and capital flows, as well as cooperation among companies along the supply chain while taking goals from all 3 dimensions of sustainable development. So there are 3 dimensions of sustainable development, i.e. economic, environmental, and social, into account which are derived from customer and stakeholder requirements. And this author proposed that chain members need to fulfill environmental and social criteria to remain within the supply chain, while competitiveness is maintained through meeting customer needs and related economic criteria. And in regard to suppliers of product that are part of sustainable supply chain, such as producer of organic food, the challenges are even bigger. Yeah, there are challenges, but is it possible? Will organic system support the food security and food sovereignty? We can see later. And now talk about organic food and organic agriculture. What is organic food? Organic food is defined as the product both fresh and processed, obtained or made according to the standard of organic agriculture. So there is a standard for organic agriculture. And organic agriculture is a production system that sustains the health of soils, people, and ecosystems using organic pesticides and avoiding, for instance, the use of antibiotics and growth hormones. It relies on tradition, innovation, and science, looking up to benefits for people and for the environment, promoting the quality of life of all stakeholders involved in this chain. So we can see here, not just avoiding chemicals, but also how to sustain the health of soil, the health of people, the health of ecosystem. And see here, yeah, organic agriculture as a subset of sustainable agriculture. This is conventional agriculture, and this is organic. Let's see. The yield of conventional could be higher than organic. The nutritional quality, organic could be higher than conventional. Soil quality, see, much better on organic, because with conventional agriculture, we put many chemical fertilizer and the soil become leveling off, saturated. The oil become very tough, no more macroorganism and microorganism that support the health of the soil. That is why then the quality is lower. Then also the organic minimize energy use, much better than conventional. The biodiversity, organic maintain the biodiversity of natural resources. See? And also organic agriculture minimize water pollution because they don't use chemical pesticide or chemical fertilizer. The profitability much higher comparing to conventional. Because, yeah, in organic agriculture, doesn't work the law of supply and demand. In conventional, if the demand less than supply, then the price lower. In organic, if the supply higher than demand, the price still doesn't become lower because the pricing based on mutual trust between the consumer and the producer. The producer will explain the cost for producing of this product like this. And so the price could be this. And the consumer trust and respect the farmer because they have produced healthy and safe food for their families. This is why then profitability is higher than compared to conventional. For total cost, almost the same. Yeah. From the same price, the same cost, the organic get higher profit. See? Then for ecosystem service, there is no ecosystem service for conventional or lower compared to organic. Yeah. And employment of workers higher for organic compared to conventional because conventional could be using machine, tractor, something like that, or drone, something like that. And for the exposure, reduce worker to exposure to pesticide. This is higher, yeah. More reducing, yeah. More reducing because almost they don't use pesticide, so no exposure. It's small, yeah. It means that the worker could be exposed to pesticide. So there is ideal. So the future of farmer would get diet, yes, due to pesticide, and also minimize the pesticide residue. Although conventional may be using good agricultural practices, still pesticide residue higher. Yeah, so how to minimize almost more, but here minimize pesticide residues. So it means that organic agriculture as a subset of sustainable agriculture much better and really support sustainable agriculture compared to conventional. Okay, and then why it happened like that? Yeah, because in organic agriculture they apply what sustainable agriculture demand, i.e., 3 sustainable goals. Yeah. So organic agriculture try to meet 3 sustainable goals. On economic goal, as here, low infestation, good and constant production, low external input, local resource usage, yeah. Economic assurance, economic excitement, increased value added, good working condition, and ecological goal, ecosystem balance, no chemical pollutant, high soil fertility, using clean water, biodiversity maintained, good livestock management, and natural resource conservation. So there is natural resource conservation in organic agriculture. And from the social goal, yeah, let's see here, they apply fair trade. Yeah. What the farmer, organic farmer has sacrificed, yeah, so they got the result of their sacrification. Food supply assurance, meet local need. They don't need to buy, for example, seed, because they can make their seed. They don't need to buy fertilizer. They make their organic fertilizer using their waste from their livestock. Actually, there is no waste in organic system. So organic system apply what we call zero waste management. Because the waste from one, for example, from horticulture become feed for the livestock. The waste from livestock become input, yeah, for the rice field, for example. So there is no waste. Yeah. Gender equity, yeah, because they use local wisdom, yeah. In traditional agriculture, husband and wife work together. Local culture respect, yeah. Respect the local culture, and also good quality and taste. And of course, above all, it is safe food. So 3 sustainable goals of sustainable agriculture could be achieved by organic agriculture. So organic agriculture is a holistic production management system that avoids use of synthetic fertilizer, pesticide, and even genetically modified organisms. Minimize pollution of air, soil, and water, and optimize the health and productivity of independent communities of plants, animals, and people. So we see here why organic agriculture avoiding genetically modified organisms. Because genetically modified organism seed come from multinational companies. They have invest a lot of money, and so they don't allow the farmer to use the yield or the result, the product from their plant to be seen again. Every time the farmer would like to plant or plantation, they have to buy new one. That's why. And then in this term, the term agriculture is used in its wider sense to include crop, livestock system, organic aquaculture, and organic harvesting of non-timber forest products. So agricultural products include food, fibers, and medicinal and cosmetic raw materials. And when I visited Nuremberg in Germany, there is like a festival, what they call BioFach. It is a festival like a fair, organic fair, world organic fair in BioFach every February. They are not just food, but also cosmetic, organic cosmetic. Include organic plastic, include organic fabric, for our city. Finally, organic agriculture is not just about production. It includes the entire food supply chain, from production and handling through quality control and certification to marketing and trade. Hopefully you can make out about this organic. So you understand, And because these values, a lot of values of organic, the organic producer must respect established norms in all production stages, from the seeding process until packaging, always concerning about the process impact on the natural environment. And organic products are considered value-added products in agriculture and food markets, especially in a developing country context where the availability is still low and restricted by consumers' income. In Indonesia, organic producers should follow the Indonesia Organic Standard, XNI number 6729/2016, which is now on revising. Hopefully by the end of 2020 or the first month of 2021, it will be issued again. So this is the logo that the product has been organically ground. Beside this is in the US. Sorry. In European, some European. This is in European, and this is in the US. This is European Union. And organic agriculture is a growing food system. So organic agriculture has been expanding quickly around the world, including Indonesia, and statistical information on organic agriculture is now available in almost all countries. And the organic agriculture in Indonesia has growing fast since the government of Indonesia declared Go Organic 2010 in 2004. In 1999, for example, the area of land used for organic agriculture only about 40,000 hectares in Indonesia. And in 2019, the area for organic agriculture land has become 251,631 hectares, or increased more than 500%. So in this lecture, we will see the organic agriculture principles, sustainable supply chain, the global trend, and etc., and the challenge. So this is, I would like to inform you, there are 4 basic principles of organic agriculture. So you can see there are values in organic agriculture. The first is the principle of health. So organic agriculture should sustain and enhance the health of soil, plants, animal, human, and planet as one and indivisible. So not just healthy soil, not just healthy crops, but also healthy livestock and healthy people. That's the first principle. The second principle is principle of ecology. Organic agriculture should be based on living ecology system and cycles. Work with them, emulate them, and help sustain them. They are agroecology, diversity, and recycling. And the third principle is fairness. Organic agriculture should build on relationship that ensure fairness with regard to the common environment and life opportunities. So there is ecological and social justice. And also there are fair trade. It is why then we can also certify organic agriculture also as fair trade product. So we can see the logo in organic product beside organic logo also sorry, this is not fair trade logo. And the fourth principle is care. Organic agriculture should be managed in a precautionary and responsible manner to protect the health and well-being of current and future generation and the environment. So organic farmer is thinking about the future farmer, the future generation, the future people. They should also get adequate food, healthy food, safe food, and the environment still sustain, providing food for our future generation. So this principle precaution.
Excuse me, Mr. Ahmad.
Yes.
A reminder, we have 5 minutes left for the lecture.
Okay. If there are questions, you can also write on the chat or raise hand. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your reminder. And this is before if we are not offline actually. Sorry, if we are not online, we can visit this organic farming here actually, but actually last Friday we are planning to visit here. We were planning to visit here, but unfortunately they are still busy, so they couldn't accept us to visit. There are about 40 hectare organic farming here. So there are from the higher level, there's like horticulture, coffee, etc. And then in the lowland here, more vegetable, and lower there also there's like livestock and also honey, yeah, honey and also corn, yeah. So they apply integrated farming systems actually, all organic, and also they involve this farm involve surrounding the neighbor farmers here to get involved this year. And it is what I said, that there is no waste, yeah, because the waste like what we call serasa in bahasa or leaves or something like that, we can use, and also the part of the manure we put here to produce energy, yeah, energy for cooking or for lighting, yeah. And this is the picture that when this is the impact of using pesticide, yeah, or non-organic system. So this farmer died because he got exposed to high level of pesticide. And we can see here the global organic food trend, really amazing, yeah, but I will skip, yeah. You can get this, yeah. I will give this material to you, yeah. But just to mention how the trend in organic agriculture worldwide, yeah. I would like here, in the last 5 minutes, yeah, what is the driving force for consumers to choose organic food. Yeah. Actually, people now have changed their paradigm on food due to the increased disease prevalence, and exactly these diseases could be avoided, could be prevented, and it is non-communicable disease. So they change in attitude, disease prevention, and healthy life. So they choose healthy diet, organic food, functional food, and food supplement are prepared than medicine. So it is why it induces the people to choose organic food. And also, let's see here, there's a shipment in food paradigm for food for life, life for food, food for culture and lifestyle. We finish here, food for exist. So before eating, we take picture and upload it on Facebook, on Instagram, like this. Yeah, not praying to the God, just take picture. But now, this is the paradigm currently, food for health. So how to make sure food we eat good for health, even for preventing disease. Yeah. So this is the reason of consumer to choose organic food. First is for the sake of children. To save the children, everything I will sacrifice. Yeah. How to raise healthy children, have children right there. And modern consumer want more pesticide product and free transgenic, want clean and sustainable product. So they choose to choose regenerative agriculture. And also they want transparent supply chain, care on animal welfare as well as farmer welfare. And with the pandemic COVID-19, needs a fresh produce to increase the immunity. And organic products are more nutritious, more tasteful, and more longer lifetime. And it is good food and nutrition, yeah, because it will help in increasing immune function. Yeah, we know immune function is affected by nutrient status and also the exposure to pathogen. And we know in conventional agriculture system, many pathogens and many chemicals on the food. Yeah? And this should be become our paradigm. Healthy is cheese actually. Ill is expensive. So to make healthy is cheese. Before we get sick, yeah. If we already get sick, to get healthy again, it's expensive. So it is better to prevent, yeah, to do preventive than to get ill. Yeah. See, this is the consumerization, yeah. So be careful if we get shopping in supermarket. It could be our weekly shopping just a trolley full of pesticides. So be careful. And what is the effect of pesticide? I put here, yeah, many effect of pesticide. Include, for example, yeah, we cannot win the football game. Yeah, this is this is the national team player in Indonesia. Yeah, would like to compete with David Beckham. So, Andik lost. Yeah, Andik lost all. Yeah, posture, intelligence, and 30% of Indonesian national player are stunting. Yeah, and could be, yeah, the pesticide on conventional agriculture will make you demasculinization, yeah, so become feminine, yeah, be careful, yeah, due to anti-androgenic pesticide used in many agricultural systems. So they are demasculinization, and also girl could get early puberty due to the hormone used in raising animals, yeah. For example, trenbolone acetate. Yeah. So for the sickly children, you are what you eat. So be careful. Yeah. If you are mother candidate, the girl student will become a mother. Remember, your children is what you give them. You feed them. Yeah. Okay. And be careful that the heart of health is healthy diet. Yeah, the heart of health is healthy diet. When diet is wrong, medicine is of no use. When diet is correct, medicine is of no need. Yeah. See here, yeah, this is the perceived benefits of organic food log. Yeah. There are at least 10 advantages of organic agriculture. The first, organic foods are more safe, no or less chemical residue. Organic products are healthier, yeah, because they contain various and higher nutraceutical. Organic products in many cases are more nutritious. And from sensory points, organic products have better qualities, especially in taste. Longer shelf life, protect and preserve the environment, more fair and just to the farmers, build local economic, preserve local wisdom, and establish national food security and sovereignty. So because the time, I will not present all this presentation. You can read by yourself, yeah. Just for your reference, yeah. This is organic logo Indonesia, yeah. There are challenges, yeah, for organic product Indonesia. I have tried to apply organic system in my backyard, yeah. We call my golf course, yeah. I have golf course behind backyard, my home, yeah. So I try, and so I just have the living mall, yeah. If would like to buy to cook something, yeah, just go to backyard. This is, yeah. Okay, I think that's all what I can share with you. And just remember, yeah, because this is the trust, yeah. Organic is the meta trust. So organic is the most heavily regulated food system, ensuring products you can trust. Yeah. So you can identify this is organic or no based on the logo. Is there any logo? This is organic. No self-claim, yeah, or other claim. Only there's the logo, official logo. It means it's organic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmad, for the presentation. Now we can go straight to the discussion session because we have already a lot of